Hello and welcome to another segment of the It Works Man Show. For those of you just getting on, we do these calls once a month, and we just want to, give you a view of how men work this business and how we do it successfully. If you or your significant other is a It Works distributor, and as a man you haven't been added to the It Works Man Cave, reach out to us. We'll get you in there. It's over 4,000 men working this business and, taking it seriously. Some are guys working this business all on their own, which we, have a lot of respect for, so we'll go ahead and get this started. I'm Rob Dawson, and tonight on the call I have with me Corey Garrison, good buddy of mine. How you doing, Corey?
I'm good, bro. How about you, man?
Oh, man, I can't call it, man. We live in a dream. I mean, what more can you ask for, right?
You got that right, man. Don't wake me up.
Absolutely. So what we'll do, we're going to talk about a few things tonight, but you just hit presidential and you earned that $100,000 bonus. How does that feel, man?
Oh, it feels pretty good, man. Like, I gotta be honest with you, man. Like, I was waiting for commissions to post. Not so much for the money to be deposited, but just so that way, like, I can just see it in the system, updated, paid out, presidential diamond, March 2015. Like, that was the best feeling, man. Like, my color changed in the It Works app. I was like, oh, okay, look at that. That's not the triple diamond color. It was presidential. That's new. So like that was some of the the most funnest parts about it, man. Is just being able to witness that change and just knowing that, like, it's forever cemented in It Works history. Right.
Hard work pays off, right?
Absolutely, right. Man.
Absolutely. So, for everybody listening, some don't know who you are. So, how did this business find you and your wife? Give them a little background.
Perfect. Okay. So for those who don't know me, I want to make sure you guys know who I am afterwards, because I want to be of service to all of you guys that are on the phone, okay? I've been in this business 2 years and 2 months, okay? I found out about this business through my wife. She was my girlfriend at the time. We've since gotten married. Like a lot of you guys, I didn't know people were into this kind of stuff. I didn't know this kind of stuff existed. I had no clue. The abbreviated version of our story goes like this. My wife took a $10,000 pay cut when she got a state job here in Maryland where we live at, okay? My wife has a master's degree. She got over $100,000 in student loan debt, okay? Now, full disclosure, at the time, I was working at Verizon. I made six figures there, so money in the household was not an issue. But by her taking that pay cut, small things had to change, and we weren't willing to compromise those small things. We wanted to protect our quality of living, okay? So she actually got invited to a rap party by one of her coworkers. She went out to this rap party, and she came back home, and the only thing that she could say, man, the only thing she said to me, Rob, was, I'm going to start a business. That's the only thing she just kept repeating, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, I'm going to start a business. Now, bro, I've been in sales for more than 10 years, okay? Like, sales is my life. I'm 28. I just turned 28 in March, okay? So I've basically been in sales ever since I was 18, okay? So I get approached with things all the time, and the answer is simply no. Right? Most times people approach you with things, it's not as good as they make it seem. Like, there's a saying, like, if you try to get a sales job, they're selling you on the job. Like, sometimes you're like, oh, this is great. You come into it and you realize it's not. So I'm conditioned to say no. But the thing that stuck out to me, Robbie, was this. She said all the girl did was talk to us. She didn't try to sell us anything. She wasn't pushy. She just talked to us. And she made over $200 in cash. We came, we paid for a product, I got results, everyone else there got results, and all she did was talk to us. So my wife is thinking, hey, if I could do one party a month, that's $200. That's a car note. That makes up for that $10K pay cut. Now, me as a guy, right, I wasn't with the business, initially. I just said, all right, you know what, if you're serious, go ahead and do it. And let's translate that in God talk. All right, get out my face with it. Like, let me go back to doing what I'm doing. Go ahead, go do your thing, And am I happy that I said that? I think she probably would have did it anyway because she saw the vision way before I did. But what stuck out to me Rob, you live in Pennsylvania. I live in Maryland, so we're border states, right? It gets
right.
cold up here in the Northeast, so she started around November 2012. It's cold in the wintertime, man. And people were lined up, Rob, outside of my door waiting for her to come home to get wrapped, Wow. And, I thought that was the most fascinating thing in the world, So when I saw that, and I would watch these ladies come in the house, and they'd be laughing and giggling and talking, and they would go from the front door to the guest bedroom, which was set up as an office. They'd spend about 5-10 minutes back there. They'd come back out laughing, talking, and giggling, and she would sit back down on the couch with them. And she would make $20, $30, $40, $60, $100 a night, 5 days a week. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I started seeing the pictures, and I'm like, oh, wait, I remember that girl with the blue jeans and the red shirt. That's her. That happened to her since last night. So when I saw that, I knew I had to be a part of it. I didn't know what the rats did. I didn't know how they worked. I didn't care about that. I didn't know about any other product. I didn't care about anything. The only thing that I cared about was that people were excited. People were excited. People were willing to wait in the cold. This isn't like a new iPhone releasing. This isn't like a pair of sneakers on Saturday. This is just some product I never heard of that they're willing to wait in the cold for. So that excitement is what drew me into the business.
Right.
From that point,
absolutely.
I started in February 2013. And it's funny, man, because when we started, we had really modest goals, right? Our goals were the following. Go Ruby by the end of the year. 10 months to go Ruby. That was the plan, right? She would be the Ruby, I would be the executive, $600 a month, and then $300 a month, and then life is grand, right? In the 30 days that I joined, my wife went from distributor to diamond. She had a $10K bonus. I'm competitive. Her earning that bonus meant that I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done no matter what. And that also meant that, hey, there's some real money in this business, So she told me when I started, she said very simply, go do your steps to success, right? That's it. That's the only instruction I had, Rob. Go do your steps to success. And that's what I did. I put my head down, and I went to work. In my first 30 days, I earned $1,650, about $800 or so in wrap cash, $250 for my first commission check, and probably another $300 or $400 in bonuses from doing my steps to success, fast starts and things like that. And then we took off like a jet. Within 82 days later after signing up, I went diamond. I earned my $10,000 good bonus, okay? Within my first 5 months, I went triple diamond, right? And at this point, it's July. It's nice weather outside. We've been doing this business since February. Every single month, my check is doubling, if not tripling. I was on top of the world. Right. I thought nothing could stop me. And I was doing this. Rob, I was doing this in my part-time, man. I was in school. I was a full-time student, and I was working a full-time job. And I still had to, make time for wifey. I still got to go out and do the dates and, hang out and talk and all this other good stuff. So, I had a lot of things on my plate, but I found a way to get it done. Because if you're willing to work for something, you're going to have success from it. But here's the kicker. When July hit and I went triple, I said, I'll go ambassador next month in August. No big deal, right? I've been rolling through this business. I got stuck. At triple diamond, man, for, 20 months.
Right.
20 months I got stuck at triple diamond. And I promoted last month to presidential. And a lot of people, if you try something, man, if you're trying something, right, to quote, I think it's what Cat Williams, if you keep trying stuff and trying stuff, and it's not working, you're going to start to get down on yourself. You're going to start to think that you're a failure. You're going to start to think that you can't do it, But when you look at it in hindsight, and they always say it's 20/20, if I told you, Rob, that you start a business and in 25 months you'll go presidential, you'll get the second highest promotional rank in the company. If I told you that, you would be, as far as I know, and I got to get this checked out, so, don't hold me to this, but as far as I know, I am the first African-American male to promote the presidential. If I told you that in 25 months, you can accomplish that. If I told you in 25 months of starting a business, you can earn $100,000 bonus, which, let's do some math, fellas. That breaks out to be $4,000 a month, okay? Let's do some more math. How much do presidentials earn on average? $16K. Okay, that's $20K a month. If I told you that you would have the ability in 25 months to be able to earn $20K a month, not a year, right? Not a year, not after taxes after a year, but per month, you say, sign me up in a heartbeat.
Right.
And that's what this business is for me. That's where I am. That's the Corey that you're talking to right now that just promoted to Presidential Diamond 15 days ago. That's the Corey you're talking to that just got paid, got the commission load in his account late last night. That's who I am today. And the biggest thing, and I know you got other questions from me, but the biggest thing that I want to instill and install in tonight's call is that as a man, you can work this business, right? And it's something that I say, and you heard me say this before, Rob. You know, my model with my team, with my squad, with the people that are close to me, the people that I know, is be the man and not the mannequin. It's not good enough to be the spouse of an networks distributor and you just wash the dishes and watch the kids and let her work the business. It's not good enough to watch her stay up late nights, early mornings, you know, trying to change you guys' life as a team. It's not good enough for that anymore. What you got to do, man, is you got to get out there and you got to push just as hard as your spouse does. You know, you got to be the man of your house. You got to lead from the front. You can't lead from the back. You got to lead from the front. So if you guys are on this call and you're thinking, oh, that's just some crazy business that my wife is in or my girlfriend's in or my significant other, whatever, I'm here to tell you that I was once in those same shoes, and what I found out changed my life in hundreds, if not thousands, upon people's lives since I decided to change mine. I've helped people with better health. I've helped people with better financial situations. We change lives for a living, bro. That's what we do. Yeah. You know, that's what we do.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, I said this on last month's call, and I'll say it again. You know, when I decided to get started with my fiance, you know, there was definitely less men. And, you know, I kind of, in the beginning, got away with saying, oh, I don't see no men doing this, because, but where'd it come from? It came from other negativity in my ear saying, you don't see no guys doing that. That's not for men, you know, and I let somebody program and partially get the keys to my brain. And, you know, one of my good friends, Rusty Lackey, always says, be careful who you get the keys to your brain to. And, you know, that's exactly what I did during that time. But, you know, as I said on, you know, last month's call, you can't say that no more. You can't walk into any It-Works event and say, oh, I don't see a lot of guys doing. Guys are killing this business, you know, and I mean, us having over 4,000 men in the man cave, I mean, that's mind-blowing. When I joined, I remember it was only a few hundred, if that. You're talking 4,000, over 4,000 men, you know, whether their significant other is doing it and they just want to see a little bit more, or, you know, on up to single guys working the business by themselves, to guys working with their wives or significant others, you know, or their siblings, you know. And that's the one thing I want to say to any women listening. If you want any man, it ain't got to be somebody you're with. You know, it could be a brother, it could be a cousin, it could be a family member, it could be your father, whoever. If you want any man to see the value in the business side of It-Works, you got to go to work. You know, I've seen, you know, that's one thing your wife, Corey, and my fiance have in common. They went to work. You know, they left us with no excuse but to get involved. You know, I mean, it's just that simple, man, because I was the same way. Oh, that's your thing. You go do that. All I see, like I said, all I seen was women jumping up and down talking about, oh, look at my stretch marks. They're almost gone. You know, that didn't intrigue me, man. I'm going to just keep it real. You know what I mean? But, you know, I heard, you know, like I said, she could never get me to listen to the calls, but I heard a gentleman on the call who I didn't know at the time say, I could stop doing It-Works right now, and I got enough money for my family to live the rest of their life. I could walk away right now, and I'm good. And that, I almost dropped the cereal in my hands. I'm like, come on, man. I said, now I know this It-Works stuff is bogus. He's getting paid to say that. Ain't nobody got enough money to live the rest of their life, and that's, you know, but that's just how we were programmed coming up. You know, we go to school and we're taught to be a good employee. That's it. We never take a course on, you know, entrepreneurship, if you ask me. So, you know, that's something you got to learn on your own. You got to get out here and see what it's all about. But that intrigued me, so I flew to Florida, and I got a unique opportunity, you know, at the time, I didn't take it as an opportunity. I took it as an inconvenience. I didn't want to be bothered with it, but we were taking a tour of the old Works office, and CEO Mark Pentecost, his assistant, was leading us down the hallway to Mark's office. This was the night after green carpet. This was when the company was so much smaller. We had green carpet on Mark's golf course, and there was only maybe 200 people there. Now we got thousands and thousands, tens and thousands, and so we got to the office, and she was like, "Okay, he'll see you now." And she heard me and my fiance arguing. I was like, "I'm not going in there. I don't want to meet him. He can't relate to us or where I come from. He's already got money." And his assistant heard me, and she said, "Oh no, he definitely wants to talk to you. He's expecting you, and you need to go in here. You can't tell him no." And so I just shrugged it off. I went in there. I wanted to shake his hand and leave back out, but by the time my hand touched his hand and I was shaking his hand, the door shut, and it sounded like it slammed shut and locked. It sounded like a jail cell, just slammed shut and locked, and she took a moment and said, Mark, he takes the greens, he loves the greens, but he won't get involved in this business. He feels like it's, women-oriented. And he started squeezing my hand, and we made eye contact, and I'm like, we're not, it's awkward, because he's not talking, I'm not talking at the moment. But our eyes are like, staring each other down, and I'm like, and I'm trying to pull my hand back, but he pulls my hand closer, and he says, "You're not leaving here till you see this vision and get on board. We're going big places, and you're going to want to be here to be a part of it. You see that golf course you was on last night? I own that. I paid a few million, but I paid a few million cash for it, and it's a hobby." And that, almost just floored me, man. Talking the man language, I was blown away. I'm just like, he spent a few million cash on a hobby, so he doesn't have to get a membership, or if he wants to, go play golf and just have nothing but his friends on the whole course and have a lockout, he can do that. And that just hit me hard. I'm like, man, well, I got hobbies too, So I left and I never was the same, and it's almost like a reprogramming of your brain. So, with that being said, Corey, of course we have some men on here, who may have been dragged on the call. Maybe they're not even, sure what this is about. They're not feeling this at works thing. What would you say to them? Because, obviously, the main thing I hear from guys is that's her thing. That's a woman's thing.
I guess the main thing that I would say, man, is let's look at it from our point of view, right? Everything that we do in life is to get the attention of women, right? Like, that's what we're programmed to do once we come out of the womb, right? Guys like to be around women, right? Why would you not want to be around ladies, right? You get to have an opportunity to get paid to be around women. You get to have the opportunity to do something that comes natural to you. It comes easy to you. You've been talking to chicks your whole life. You've been courting them and doing things to impress them since you were playing in the sandbox. So one point is, why would you not want to get paid to hang around? The other thing that I can say to you is this. If you look at let's take the corporate structure of the company, right? Let's take the faces that you see, right? You got Mark, right, who's a guy. You got Mike, who's a guy. You got John Eric, who's a guy. And you got Pam. So 3 out of those 4 that you're going to see on stage at One Team One Missions, at It Works You, at Green Carpet, 3 out of those 4 are men. There's a place for you in this business. It's everything. Men get the best results. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. But, dudes get better rap results than chicks do, right? And we are vain, right? We are vain. You telling me I can, put this on, I can tone and tighten up a little bit. My abs are going to poke through a little bit more. Oh, sign me up. I'm all for it. So those are 3 things that, you should really consider. And then the 4th thing is this. If you're listening to us right now on this call, you got 2 guys here that are passionate about this business. You got 2 guys here that, hey, man, this business supports and pays for our lifestyle, man. From the clothes you have in your back to the house that you live in right now, is all taken care of from this business, you know? Why would you not want the same opportunity? Why would you not want the same opportunity to not only follow in our footsteps, but to also blaze a trail forward? You know, there's a place for you. There's a need for you, you know? And then the last thing that I'll leave you with is this. Who, besides you and your spouse, who else cares about the income in your household? No one. No one cares about the income in your household like you and your spouse, you know? So why not be a part of a business that you guys can work together, that you have a place in this business, you have a role, you have the support, you have us. We do this call for you guys. You can make some extra money. You can hang around women. You know, you can get great results from the product, right? You'll find a product that you love, and you'll get paid a king's ransom to do so. That sounds pretty good to me, man. Right, you know, right. Like, that sounds pretty darn good to me. You know, this business is not just a ladies thing, man. It's not just a ladies thing. You know, it's a men and women's thing. You know, and you have a place, you have a part, you have a role, you know. So just come on, man. Come on. You know, get off your behind. Come on. Be the man, not the mannequin. Lead from the front, you know. Right. In 90 days, you'll look back and say, wow, I'm really happy I made that decision. In 90 days, you'll look back and say, damn, life sure has changed for the better, you know. Imagine where you can be. If you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to grind, if you're willing to hustle, imagine where you can be, man. Network marketing, what do they say? Network marketing isn't perfect, it's just better. Right. You know? Ain't that the truth, man? It's just better. You can go and spend, you know, listen, bro. If I went and got a job right now at a Fortune 500, heck, even a Fortune 50 company, you think in 25 months I could be getting paid $20K a month?
Heck,
nope.
Nah, definitely
nope.
not. Ain't gonna happen.
Trying to find that.
Ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
You know,
but you have that opportunity in this business.
And I say, you know, to anyone who still has a 9-to-5 job listening to this call, go in tomorrow. Go to your boss. Say, hey, if I work really hard for the next 60 days, okay, do anything you throw at me, any requests, and do it to the best of my ability. Will you give me $1,000 cash bonus? And just see what they say. Watch the expression on their face when you're done asking, because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. And, you know, two wise things, you know, I got to say two of the wisest things that was ever said to me in regards to being a man in this business was, one, if you feel like this is a woman's business, then you go out and find five motivated, hardworking women to do this business with you and see what happens, see what kind of paycheck you get, you know, if you feel like this is a business for women. Two, women drive Suburbans and Cadillacs, men drive Suburbans and Cadillacs. Are they feminine or are they just a car? And those two things really hit me hard, man, you know what I mean, because it's like we live these things every day. You know, money is green. There's nothing feminine about cash, you know. You go out here and help enough people get what they want, you will surely get what you want. I mean, look at it, man. I mean, you know, I don't know about you, Corey, but, you know, I knew you made six figures in your previous job, but one thing I'm sure of is you didn't have the freedom to go with it. Am I right?
Not at all, man. Not at all. You know, I had a little bit because I got a chance to work from home, but that also meant that I gave up a lot. You know, so if I wanted to, let's say that someone had a birthday party, you know, family member, you know, had a birthday party to go to, you know, I was still at work at that party. You know, if we wanted to go on vacation on a Saturday, you know, like a weekend getaway to like the beach or something like that, I was still at work. You know, so I'm literally like ducking and hiding and making sure I don't have any meetings or anything I have to do in person so I can get back home. You know, I didn't have that luxury of having days off. You know, and it goes in the flip-flop. If you just work a 9 to 5, you go in at 9 and get off at 5, you know, you can't just up and go on a Monday to where you want to. You know, like, heck, you can't even get off to go to a doctor's appointment. You know, you got to do that in advance. You know, so with this business, you know, you have that freedom and that flexibility. And I think it's awesome what you said about, you know, the Suburbans and the Cadillacs, man.
Right.
It's this business is a vehicle. This business is a vehicle to get to where it is that you want to be. This business, if you hop in this car, you can make it. You can make it a Pinto, you can make it a Ferrari. The choice is yours. Put the work in it, and it'll take you where you want it. It'll take you where you want to go with it. And there's no, little male little thing that they put on like bathrooms. There's no male or female sign that's on the car. It's just a car, like you said. So no, I think that's awesome, man.
Right, absolutely, man. I mean, and like I said, the choice is yours. But if you're a woman working this business, I mean, I'll say it again. You have to go to work, because if it wasn't for our women going ahead of us, I don't know about you, Corey, but I don't think I'd have seen the value in this business. I'm sure I wouldn't have, because I just lumped it in. That's like that Mary Kay stuff, and that's initially, you got to understand, or any of those other companies out there, that's initially coming from a man's standpoint. Most men, not every man, I can't speak for every man, but most men are going to look at it that way. That's just one of those hobby things. See, if you treat this like a hobby, you're going to get paid like a hobby. If you treat this like a business, you get paid like a business, because my fiance Misty, she was not playing, man. She brought home a $5,000 paycheck in 1 month as a diamond. And my head's almost spun around. I said, I'm out here 16 hours a day on salary, busting my butt, and I cannot clear $5,000 in 1 month. Any last words you'd like to give to people, Corey? Go ahead, fire away, man.
To wrap us up, man, we said it a bunch of times on the call, guys. Come on, be the man, guys. Be the man and not the mannequin. You can get this done. You have the support. You have the people that you can reach out and you can touch. Me and Rob, we're just regular guys, man. There's nothing, crazy special or crazy different about us, man. We watch football on Sundays and put our pants on one bag at a time. You all do the same thing. The difference is, we were able to put pride aside. We were able to put, what's the word I'm looking for? We didn't care what others thought. We didn't care how someone perceived us. We saw an opportunity. We saw a way to make some extra money. You mentioned, man, you couldn't make 5 Gs, working salary. No matter what you can do, you couldn't do that. I was making 6 figures, but I still had debt. I couldn't figure out a way to get ahead of that. I couldn't figure out a way. I mean, listen, when you got debt, man, why pay $50, $20, $100 a month, if you owe a couple thousand? You're never going to get anywhere with it. You really got to find a way to get over that hump. This business is that vehicle that got over that hump. And once I accomplished that, I set my eyes on new sights, man. So this business is for us. We have a market. There's a need for us. Whether we're working this business independently or we're working it with a spouse, man, we're on the way to being $1 billion brand. You can get a piece of that pie. This is, I hopped off a call right before I came on this one. And one of the things that I said is, It has been around for 14 going on 15 years, okay? We are in the process of heading towards $1 billion in revenue a year. Okay, we're on pace to hit that, man. That's a goal, and we're gonna hit that, and we're gonna exceed that. This right here today, on the 15th of April, right? This is the ground floor of that. Okay, so it's like you walking into a new development, and they just broke ground. They haven't even put the foundation in yet. They're just breaking ground. And you can pick out any one of these condos, and it could be your condo. These are the Upper East Side condos. These are the $1 million condos. These are the $1 billion condos. And you can pick out which one you want. And the only caveat, the only thing that you have to do in return is just be willing to work and hustle for it.
And I don't know when the last time, not to cut you, I don't know when the last time any of you have been under an organization like this, been involved with an organization like this, where the person leading the organization, Mark Pentecost, he had a conversation with a friend of ours, and he said, if these people would just work their business, I have enough income to pay every distributor in this company $1 million per month. every 30 days. If they can earn that much, if they can build their business up to that point, I could pay it.
Crazy. It's crazy when you think about it, right? And this reinforces the ground floor. He's talking $1 million a month, right? We got 2 black diamonds, right? To be black diamond, it's $100K a month for 6 consecutive months, right? So, here they are, making quote unquote, $100,000 a month. They're probably making more, right? But let's just say they're just making $100K. Let's say they're making the minimum. They're making $100K, and you're looking at them like, wow, they're at the top. They're at the top. And here's Mark telling you, hey, man, this comp plan, this business, this product is structured to pay you $1 million a month. And, bro, it's hard to wrap your head around $1 million a month.
Oh, yes.
It's hard to wrap your mind. It's hard to wrap your mind around $100,000 a month. Especially if you're getting that consistently. I mean, look, there's only so much you can buy.
Right, right.
But that's that ground floor opportunity. This is a business that you can start, and you can not only change your life, but the life of your entire lineage. Everyone who bears your last name can be eating off of what you decided to do back in 2015. That's the crazy part.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because with It Works, if something happened to you tomorrow, you could not will your paycheck to your family. You can have something in your will. Go see my boss at such and such a firm or such and such a place, and they'll will you my biweekly paycheck. But here in It Works, if something happens, you can will your business to your family, and they can still benefit here as long as you build it up to that point. You can't give away your weekly or biweekly paycheck in your will.
That's a great point, man. Work your butt off, build your own castle. Don't put bricks in another man's castle. And that's what this business is allowing for you to do. Build something up that you can pass along. Build something up that you can be proud of and you can stand behind. And that's the opportunity, man. And if you guys are on the call and you've been here with us and you don't see that by now, man, maybe you won't see it. Or maybe you just need some more time to see it. But if you do see it, let's go, man. Hop off your rear ends and let's make a commitment to work this business. And just know that we're going to be here for you. Me and Rob, we ain't going nowhere. We'll be here. You holler us in the man cave. Message us on Facebook. Come up and shake our hands at events. Come up and take pictures with us, man. We are here to help build up each other. We're here to help support each other. So that's what we want to give to you, and we would love to see you reciprocate that out to everyone else. We're starting a movement. We started a movement. We're trying to push this movement along, man. We're rolling through every city in the USA, and on every stop we're picking up new guys. We're throwing them on the train, man. We keep rolling, and we're growing the numbers. I mean, heck, man, think about it, Rob. Pretty soon we may just have a It Works man only retreat.
Right.
How cool would that be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And pretty soon we're going to need an arena to hold all of these people. I mean, I can't wait to see Florida in July. So, for those of you, who still have your reservations, if you got a significant other who's working the business hard, y'all get to this green carpet here in July, and you'll come out of there a changed man. I done seen men rip off that cheap flannel shirt at an event and throw on an It Works shirt. And it blew my mind. I look back and I'm like, where the farmer shirt go? He done ripped it off and put on an It Works shirt. Just come, and that power and that atmosphere is going to be overwhelming. So I thank you for being on the call tonight, Corey.
No problem, man. I appreciate you having me. And anytime, man, anything that I can do to give back to the guys in this business, anything that I can do to shed a little bit of light or share my story with it, by all means, man. By all means, man. By all means.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing some of you at the July green carpet. And, just give it a thought, man. I mean, you got to do something different if you want different results. And, Corey realized that, and so did I, and that's why we're here. So good night, everyone. Have a good night. And, Corey, I'll see you soon, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy, brother.
All right. Good night.